And we ready like Down time is like Offense like
It's going down, I'm
Scratch your
on
boys like And we get it like
fire in my
dogs like
best believe it's on.
And it sound like
I've invested in it.
all day like all night like all day like all night like
I'm on.
It's like it's all like it's sound like
So I lay it on the line.
And now it's time to reveal our Week 3 Game of the Week. Last week, we were at Iota, where the Bulldogs would beat the Kinder Yellow Jackets 30-20. But this week, we're heading to another home of the Bulldogs, the Jenings Bulldogs. They'll host the Welsh Greyhounds. The home team, Jenings Bulldogs, enter this week with a 1-1 record, getting their first win this past week by beating Eunice 34-0. Welsh also comes into this week with a 1-1 record following a win after they beat Oakdale 42-13 this past week. Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, we'll preview the Bulldogs with head coach Brett Fusilier, and on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock, we'll preview the Greyhounds with head coach Ronnie Corville. That one is out. And last night, we revealed our Touchdown Live Game of the Week for Week 3 as Welsh will visit Jennings. And now it's time to begin our team previews with this team to my left, the Jennings Bulldogs.
Jennings heads into their third game of the season against Welsh with the feeling that they are moving in the right direction, and head coach Brett Fusilier wants to see his team continue that trend this Friday.
Yeah, that's one thing that we just try to do every week. You know, you try to be a little bit better than the week before. And, you know, the first week of the season, you know, we were bit by the turnover bug. We had untimely penalties, and we cleaned that up this past Friday against Eunice. And, you know, we saw what the results were. So hopefully we continue that trend and play physical football like we did this past Friday and you know, get rolling from here.
The Greyhounds, too, started their season in a similar fashion with a Week 1 loss by double digits, but also seem to have settled down.
You see a school over there that has a rich tradition in football. They've had some recent success. I think what you saw some, you know, really good performance in the scrimmage and jamboree. I think Week 1 they had some bad things go wrong early on, and it kind of snowballed on them. Looks like they corrected it against Oakdale. And, you know, I think what you're going to see a very well-coached, very aggressive Welsh team, and that's going to be ready to play Friday night.
Jenings has played a tough early non-district schedule, but Fusilier believes that his schedule will allow his team to be more prepared for the biggest games of the year.
No doubt, when you play teams like that, you know, Iowa, Eunice, Welsh, they're gonna expose your weaknesses, and so it's gonna make you better as a team. So when you play those guys early on, you know, you got to grow up fast, and that's what it's gonna do for us. That's what it's done for us. I think we saw some improvement out of us from Week 1 to Week 2, and you know, hopefully we see that from Week 2 to Week 3 here.
And last night, Justin Margolis caught up with Jennings head coach Brett Fusilier ahead of this week's Game of the Week between Jennings and Welsh. And now Devin DeStefano catches up with Welsh head coach Ronnie Corville and the Greyhounds.
The Welsh Greyhounds picked up their first win of the season against Oakdale last week after falling to Kinder in Week 1. Head coach Ronnie Corville says they knew this season would be tough, and they're ready to take on yet another challenge when they play Jennings this Friday.
So just something we've talked about since the beginning of the year is just handling adversity. You know, we've been faced with adversity through our first 2 games, so hopefully we continue to grow in our ability to handle that adversity and keep playing through the game.
The two teams are just down the road from each other in Jeff Davis Parish, but haven't faced each other since 2018, and the Greyhounds are excited to match up against a local foe.
Yeah, so that's just kind of a personal thing. I don't really talk about it too much with the team, but it's just, you know, playing there for 4 years, it's exciting to get a chance to go back and coach there.
For sure, it's always fun to play somebody close where you grew up with them or played sports all up growing up against them, and it's just going to be a fun game.
Jennings has several weapons that can gash opposing defenses and a punishing run game with Rajon Zeno, something Welsh has been preparing for at practice this week.
Definitely the run game. We know they like to run the ball, and we just want to stop the run. You know, it's going to be a 4-quarter physical game for sure, and we just want to bring it.
I think just their athletes. They have a lot of athletes all over the field on both sides. The quarterback's good, and obviously everybody knows about their running back. And I think they're also pretty good up front as well.
Reporting on the Touchdown Live Game of the Week, Devin DeStefano, 7 Sports.